You do not have faith in man. You have faith in God. Everybody that goes to a cult, or everybody that subscribes to a cult, has a certain need, a certain history or background of probably pain, abandonment, lack, ailment. And these are the kind of things that make people to be susceptible to cult manipulation. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing okay. My name is Lizzie, or Fashionista Lizzie. I have another YouTube channel called Fashionista Lizzie. It's about fashion and lifestyle, and in this particular channel we just talk about faith and facts. I'm Kenyan by nationality, and I'm a born again Christian. Okay, yeah. So the reason why I do like, or rather talk about faith and facts in this channel, is because I actually don't want to mix the two. Yeah, so as at now, what's trending or what's going on in our country today, in our continent, in our world, is that there is just so much going on. There is so much confusion, and of late the confusion is about cults, and that's why in this episode I just want to talk about cults, address this cult issue. Okay, yeah. First of all, what is a cult? It's a group of people, usually with a typical belief, living in isolation from the world. Okay, it's a system that gets you to believe in something or believe in a solution, and the more you believe, the more guaranteed you are to find probably a solution to your problem. There are sort of destructive movements and bizarre forms of beliefs, and sometimes it can even refer to a group of people. And there's a lot of cultic activities going on today in our world, in our nation, in our continent. We have three major types of cults, and in this particular video I'm just going to highlight two. We have the ones that I'm talking about is religious cults and doomsday cults. And apparently in our generation today there's a lot of doomsday cults. For religious cults, it has been there. Okay, doomsday cults, they kind of make you believe that the world is coming to an end, and there are certain things that you need to prep for before the world ends, that if the world ends without you doing these particular things, you'll have missed out, or rather you'll get punished, or you'll go to hell, or you'll be destroyed. And that there is a hope that there are certain things that you have to do, and that when you do them, then your soul will be safe. When the world comes to an end, you will be safe. And some cults get you to believe that you are, you are good, you are righteous, and the world is too polluted for you. So they can even make you, they take away your life so that you go to a better place, because the world is too polluted, or rather the world is a bad place. And there are people who believe that by taking their lives, it's like a sacrifice, so you can sacrifice yourself. What's even more frustrating is that the cult leaders themselves, they just brainwash people into believing what they want them to believe without any basis. Okay, and most of the times it's with ill motives. What do cult leaders want from people? So cult leaders, mostly they are narcissists, and these are narcissists who want to control a certain group of people, probably to remain relevant. They usually have motives. First of all is to dominate. Okay, dominate, rule, control, have power over people's minds, over people's emotions, over people's spirits, even bodies. There are cult leaders who want to make you believe that if you live a good life, then you're sinning. You're supposed to live a sacrificial life. They'll make you believe that you need to give them your wealth, that you need to sacrifice your life, that you need to sacrifice your assets, you need to sacrifice your time, you need to sacrifice your, they'll make you fast, go without food for days. They'll make you even have sleepless days, sleepless nights, because you're probably supposed to be up when people are sleeping doing something. Probably they'll tell you probably to reconnect, to meditate, to do all those kinds of things. You end up using sleep time to do things. Your perspective of things become different, because they'll make you believe that you're in this world, the world is polluted, you're supposed to be doing something different so that you are like the upright person. So when people are sleeping, you'll be instructed to wake up and do something. When people are resting, you're probably not supposed to rest. You accumulate wealth, you're supposed to give them your wealth. Some cult leaders brainwash you into giving everything that you have, every possession, like giving excuses, giving reasons like, these are the things of the world, you shall just leave them here. Okay, you shall leave them here. So there's no need to work so hard, or rather there's no need to accumulate so much wealth, because at the end of the day you leave them here, right? Guys, remember, I am a Christian. I'm talking about cultism. I know there is a Christian perspective, and there is another perspective of brainwashing that is going on in our communities today. There are so many stories that have been trending, and these stories just expose how wicked people can be, how selfish people can be, how people use each other in the name of Christianity, in the name of church, in the name of pastor. At the end of the day, the victims realize when it's too late for them. And like these stories that have been going on, like this pastor who has been starving people, telling them you're supposed to fast until you meet Jesus. You know, it's crazy, right? It's crazy, because this person has been burying people in his compound. He has been burying people in mass graves, women and children. Okay, and bodies are being discovered much later. So this person has brainwashed people to believe he's giving them hope. You know, he's solving their problems, he's separating them from the world, which has a lot of problems. He's giving them a platform to meet and see Jesus, promising them of another life after this life. So at the end of the day, somebody starves to death, or somebody is killed, believing that there is light on the other side, okay, which is a better place than this flesh and blood. And they do that. It's crazy, because most of these people are women and children who are susceptible to manipulation. Women are emotional beings. They listen, they empathize, they want to solve problems, you know. They want to just do the right thing. They want to fight for something, you know, fight for my children, fight for my rights, fight for this, you know. That's how women end up being victims. Children up to a certain age, maybe 11 years and below, might not have the voice of reason as such. They usually follow directions, and that's why somebody will easily manipulate children. Another thing, these people, some of them, they don't just manipulate using word of mouth. Some of them have strange powers, and with familiar or other strange powers, they can easily manipulate you. If you're not strong enough, if you cannot stand and reason and base your arguments on facts, then you'll easily be manipulated. Because at the end of the day, everybody that goes to a cult, or everybody that subscribes to a cult, has a certain need, a certain history or background of probably pain, abandonment, lack, ailment. And these are the kind of things that make people to be susceptible to cult manipulation. People join cults for various reasons, and because the cult leader knows that you have a weak spot, they know that if they target that, then they're gonna find you, they're gonna hook you onto them. God heals, God protects, God provides, God restores, God forgives, God is merciful, God is gracious, God is loving. God is all these qualities that he is, that are written, okay, in his word. God is all these very good qualities, and God can also be very angry. God has qualities. God knows that you are sick. God knows that you are weak. God knows you are heartbroken. God knows you are abandoned. God knows everything. You are jobless and all those kinds of things. And God just needs you to trust and believe in Him, okay? He just needs you to believe in Him, have faith in Him, okay? And these are things that are promised. These are things that are guaranteed. These are things that when you call onto Him, He will answer and He will show you things that you have never even imagined. That's what His word says. And again, it's about God, our Creator. And one thing that I know for sure, God says that in His word that He, in the old covenant, the laws were written on stone tablets, okay? So there had to be somebody, there had to be a judge somewhere, there had to be these people in the society who, when you do wrong, your cases are heard by them, then they decide, they judge, okay? Depending on the action, they decide the punishment. But in the New Testament, God says that the law is written in people's hearts, okay? It's written in people's hearts. And you have now a personal relationship with God because He has put His word in your heart, okay? You know exactly what's right, what is wrong. That is why you might do something wrong and hide and shy away from, telling people, that is wrong. Another thing, when Jesus died, before He died, okay? Before He died, in the Old Testament, people used to go to the temple and they used to give sacrifices, atonement for their sins, so that they would be forgiven every once in a year, because that was the only way you could go to confess your sins, to ask for forgiveness, so that you are not killed. The punishment of sin is death, remember. In the Old Testament, you'd be instantly killed, but in the New Testament, somebody had to die to sacrifice their lives so that everybody else would be redeemed. And when Jesus died, the veil in the temple tore into two, and when it tore into two, it gave us direct access to the Holy of Holies. Okay, so direct access to the Holy of Holies, direct access to God, because in the past, a priest used to, you would go to a priest and tell the priest your prayers and also confess your sins, so that the priest will take your prayers to God and God would answer through the priest, and the priest comes back to you with the answer, okay? In the New Testament, we are being given direct access to heaven. You can pray to God directly. You can ask God directly. You can repent directly. You can do so many things, okay? Because God is with us. When you are speaking, when you are sleeping, when you are working, whatever you're doing, God is with us, okay? That is the revelation that God is giving us in the New Testament, that He is with us always. He hears our prayers. But this is what a cult leader will make you believe, that you need a medium. You need a medium to access God. You need a medium to be forgiven. You need a medium to be healed. You need a medium to find peace. You need a medium to find breakthroughs and wealth, all those things. And in this case, they make you believe that they are the ones who are the medium, okay, that has been appointed at that particular time and place, so that whatever they tell you you do, then He kind of prays on your behalf. Let me just tell you guys, the errors of somebody praying on your behalf, they were long gone, okay? They were long gone. Right now, people have been commissioned. The apostles, the disciples, they were commissioned to go and preach the gospel. The gospel, that is what Jesus was teaching people in the New Testament. And preaching the gospel means me coming to tell you the good news, that you know what, you can have a direct relationship with God, okay? And after that, you will know. Now that you know, you can communicate with God. I really don't have to be there for you to tell me so that I tell God, okay? That is the gospel that we are supposed to preach, okay? But what a cult leader will do, they will make you believe that without them, you are insignificant. They'll not make you, because they have ill motives. They have ulterior motives. And if you're not very careful, you might fall victim, because mostly it is problems that pushes people to believe in these things because they're seeking solutions. People are diagnosed with illnesses in the hospital. These illnesses, some of them have a cure, some of them don't, and mostly it's the ones that don't have a cure. Those are the ones that make people more gullible. So you realize that you have this particular incurable disease, you're on medication, maybe it's just to manage. Then you're being told that, you know what, somebody somewhere is going to pray for your healing. And then you just leave the hospital, the doctor's directives, you leave the medicines, you go and seek healing. Then when the healing does not happen, you die. And then what? Then what? You know, I'm trying to understand how faith is in God, okay? Faith is in God. Faith is not in man. You do not have faith in man. You have faith in God. If you have faith in man, then you will realize that you will do everything this man tells you, whether it's right or wrong. And when this man knows that they can tell you and you will do everything above and beyond, man is deceitful in nature. Because they know, I want wealth. So if I tell this person to give so that they are blessed, then they will give everything. If I can perform a miracle for them to believe, then they will, you know, they use miracles. They use all these kinds of things to manipulate people. So just be careful so that you don't fall prey, okay? Be careful you don't fall prey. These people can manipulate you, they can destroy their lives, they can even drive you to your death. They'll do it to you when you are gone, they'll do it to another. It never ends because that is who they are. But again, you're supposed to look out for yourself because nobody will look out for you. Faith is a personal matter, okay? I cannot convince you to change your faith if you don't want to change your faith yourself. So I may not be of help, or somebody may not be of help if you don't want to, okay? Yeah, you are the only person who is responsible for what you believe in. My message here today is just be very careful so that you don't fall prey for cultic leaders. And if you fall prey, then you're just giving them exactly what they want. You are feeding them, okay? The more you feed them, the more powerful they become. The more victims will be there, okay? So just be very careful. Pray to God. Pray to God to help you have discernment. God says that you can search the spirit, okay? You can search, you can know if this is the Spirit of God, this is not the Spirit of God. You have that power. So just make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. Do not fall prey. Do not fall prey. May God give you wisdom. May God give you discernment. May God give you knowledge. May God give you understanding, so that at the end of the day, you are not a victim. You can be able to talk to other people, so that they also don't fall victims. Pray for other people. Pray for your families. Again, do not hurt people. Don't hurt people. Do not discourage people. Do not, the people that are around you, even in these relationships, in families, encourage one another. Problems are there every single day, but again, people are fall prey for these things because of problems, because of heartbreaks, because of lack, because of illnesses. So if we encourage each other as a society, then we are not going to have our fellow human beings, family members, friends, people we relate with, we won't have them falling prey into these things, okay? May God bless you so much. I hope that we will not fall prey for cultism, okay? Yeah, may God bless you so much, and have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good day, good night. See you in the next video.